Hey folks, Dave here, and happy Sunday morning to everybody, by the way. I just kind of got up and had my coffee, and I want to take a look at, I'll show off my new setup here for playing the fast action football game if I was going to stream a couple of games. I kicked around a whole bunch of things last night while listening to Chat with Al. It's always good to have in the background to listen to something while you're setting up. And this is kind of what I settled on. I put up a couple of pictures last night on some of the Facebook groups. I didn't really it didn't settle well, and so last night, of course, at midnight, my mind starts racing, and I kind of settled on this. So let me show you what I got going on. Let me just double check, make sure the sound's okay. Okay, so hopefully we sound okay. So this is what I got going on. So I just went in. So I grabbed this image here. So this is the Vikings field because we're playing Minnesota Pittsburgh. So I used some of my my Dave Koch graphics for this right here. So I got the Minnesota field. So I got a nice looking field with the Minnesota graphics. I dragged in the helmets. And then I just created a couple of boxes and put teams in here so I can change the team if I want. I can even come in here and change the score if I want. So Excel, boy, I tell you, I never really get into Excel that much, but I'm really enjoying how you can set up the stuff in Excel. I always just used it for stats, hockey stats or whatever it was, and I never really get deep into it. But boy, it's a pretty fun program. You can do all kinds of things. So you can see I created a football here. It's just a handful of graphics. So this is my football, so I can keep track of where the drive is. I even created first down markers uh, right there. And so let me play a little bit and see what you think. All right. So the only thing I don't have on screen are the charts. So all these charts here are kind of off to the side. And sometimes I like to show the charts. Sometimes I don't. I don't like to give too much away, but at the same time, when you're showing off a game, you do need to show the game off, so to speak. So let me see how this works. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so we're going to kick off, okay? So first things first, Pittsburgh kicks off. Oh, let me show you what's down here, too. This star is my momentum star. Okay, so whatever team has the momentum gets the star. And that's where I'm going to drag it, okay? Um, oh, hi, Sports Time Machine. I'm just kind of playing around with this right now, just seeing what it is. What this looks like. I haven't really played too much, but I think this might work. Basically, this is just, it's like a manual version of the Dave Koch football game here, but I can play cards and dice because I really like this fast action football game. So there's my momentum. So Minnesota is the home team, so they start with a momentum. This is my penalty flag. Because what I found is that when I'm playing the game, especially when I'm streaming the game, there's so much going on. If I get a flag or a fumble, I tend to forget which team got it, right? So if we roll a penalty, so if there's a penalty in Minnesota, I put the flag here to know to check for a penalty, okay? If the penalty's on Pittsburgh, I put it here, check Pittsburgh. So that's going to remind me there's a flag on the play. And this is for fumble. So if I roll and there's a fumble, okay, we got a potential fumble now or interception on the play. So that's how I'm doing that there. This right here is just who has possession of the ball. And it's kind of basic. And then, again, the quarter here, I can change that if I need to. So this is just a manual setup I did. But now that it's set up, I can just drop in the different teams. I can change the colors of the boxes, and I'm good to go. And I even got my digitaltodice.com advertisement down here at the bottom for the new podcast. So let's play it out a little bit. So the kickoff was a 7. So if I look over here at my Pittsburgh chart, the kickoff is to the end zone -1. So Roy Jarella kicks this one deep, and it's over here. It's 1 yard deep into the end zone. Okay, so now a couple things too is I went back over the instructions, and there was a couple of things that were different in the instructions and how I was playing it. I either read it wrong or thought it was a mistake because there's a couple of things you only check for visitors, which I thought was really weird. I thought it might have been a misprint because I run into many misprints playing some of the cards and dice games. Not a knock. It's just sometimes you read something, it's like, boy, that doesn't make sense. And when you contact the guy, he's like, yeah, I was supposed to say this. So I've added a couple things in here. Well, I check for fumbles on everything pretty much. Every snap I check for a fumble because it could happen on every fumble. But what I do is on the kicks, if you're snapping on a field goal or a punt, then it's just the last number. I think it's 10 to 69 on the purple over here. So if you see on the purple, that number over here, if I draw another fact, I think that's a 10 to 69 roll. So only on 69 will I fumble a field goal or a punt. That's my rule. Okay, that's what I put in. But everybody has a chance to fumble on every snap, even if it's just one number. Okay, the team numbers for fumbles here are 67 to 69, and in Minnesota 68, 69. So on running plays and on if you field a punt or a kickoff, that's the number there for a fumble. But as far as fumbled snaps, yeah, I'm just going to go with the final number of 69. So anyway, so we kicked it deep. So let's roll to see here if there was indeed a fumble or a penalty. So 37. So there's no fumble or penalty. So number 8 would be Leonard Willis, who gets the return, and his return is 27 yards. So if we're here minus 1, 27 yards brings us up to the 26. So that's going to be first down for the Vikings at the 26. So I got my little first down markers here too. Again, all this was created in Excel. These are just shapes, and I grouped them together, and it works. So let's see how it goes here. We'll play a couple of plays. And again, I have some of my own homebrew rules in here. So if you see something that's a little different, then that's fine, because that's just the way I've been playing it. So let's see. So I like to check first. Again, how I do it is I check the chart. Okay, so we're going to read off the defensive chart now. So Minnesota has the ball. We're going to read off the defensive chart, okay? We're going to do a run. So we're going to check for penalties. 33 is no penalty, no fumble, okay? So now the player is 6, so that's Chuck Foreman. And we'll read off the defensive chart. So a run catch of 6 is 4 yards. So he goes from the 26 to the 30-yard line. So second down and 4 now. No, he gained 4 yards. So, yeah, so second down and 6. Got to get to the 36-yard line here. So we're at the 30. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard run. Still got the momentum over here. So we're going to read now from the team with the momentum. So that is Minnesota. And we're going to do another run. Let's check. No penalty, no fumble. And 9 is Foreman again. So Chuck Foreman on another run. This time we read from his own card. So that's a 7. And Chuck Foreman gains 3 yards. So we go from the 30 to the 33, and so now that brings up a 3rd and 3. Now what I do for first downs, if I were to run for 3 yards or pass for 3 yards, I give them the first down. If you get the 10 yards, I give you the first down. Goal lines though and touchdowns, however, if you're at the 5 and you get a 5-yard run to get to the end zone, my home rule is you're not in. You got to be in the end zone. So you come up, you're at the 2-inch line, as far as I'm concerned, is how I play it there. So if you get to I know it's a whole break in the plane, but as far as I'm concerned, you haven't broke. I want you in the end zone. Okay, that's how I play it here. So because I had a instance last night, I was playing just offline here, and he had it at the 4 as a 4-yard run, and I said, nope, I'm not letting you in the end zone. You're gonna get in. You're gonna break the plane. You're not gonna land at the plane. But for first downs, if you get the 10 yards, you get the 10 yards. All right, so here we go. So now we have a 3rd down and 3. So we're gonna run again. So off the momentum chart, which is Minnesota, 47. There is no penalty or fumble, and Foreman again. So that's 3 runs in a row for Chuck Foreman, and he runs a 10 is no gain. No gain. So the drive stalls at the 33-yard line. So Minnesota now is going to punt. So, again, I'm going to roll for the penalty of fumble. It's got to be a 69 on the fumble chart. Where's the fumble chart? Penalty fumble. That's got to be a 69 right here. I think I might have said purple earlier. It's the yellow. That's it. So if it's not a 69, 60. So it's not a fumbled snap. And we're going to kick it away. So the punt is a 5 from Neil Clabo. So 43 yards. So 1, 2, 3, and then 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So we're going to go, if my math is correct, and I hope it is, we're at the 24. So if we are at the, 33, and I kicked it. My math is terrible in the football. So 43 yards. So if I'm at the 33, so that's what, 27 and 27. That'd be about, yeah, I think that's pretty close. 43 yards, so 33. I need to get this right. It's just bugging me. So I'm at the 33, so 27 yards to the 50, right? And 16, or no, 26 yards. 10, 15, 20. Is that right? Oh, man. Now I got to do the math. I can do the math again. Let me do this again. So I'm at the 33 right here. So there's 3 yards. So now I got to go 40. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yep. Okay, so I'm on the 24-yard line. Now I'm going to roll for a penalty or fumble. And nope, so there's no fumble on the return. Again, this is just how I play it. And now we're going to see who's got it. So 18 on the punt return is Jack Delofane. Not familiar with him. And his all returns is 3, so he gets 13 yards. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then 10. So he gets it up here, if I'm correct. So he goes from the 24 to the 37. All right, so now Pittsburgh has the ball. Still, so I should have moved this too. That should have been Minnesota over there, but so Pittsburgh now has the ball. So I got to remember to do that. Again, this is why I'm trying this out today. And I got to get better on that. The punts always mess me up. Anytime you kick it over the 50, now I got to think. All right, so Pittsburgh with the ball here in the first quarter. And as far as timing goes, what I would do is I think I figured it out between these two teams, the first 3 quarters have 33 plays, and then the fourth quarter would have 34 plays. Oh, so sports time, add the punt plus the yard line and minus that by 100. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so if I was at the 33, and that's a great idea. Because I'm usually a numbers guy, but first thing this morning I was having a hard time. So if I kicked that, what did I say? I kicked that 43 yards. So 43 and 33 is 76. So that would put it at the 24. Yeah, so I had it at the 24. Yeah, but I love that. That's a great way. I'm going to so use that now. Add that, subtract from 100. That is way faster. Nice job. Okay, so let me move my first down markers. So I got to put that right here at the 32. 37, rather. Okay, so first down. So here the Steelers now, first down from the 37. Not bad field position. That's and Sports Time Machine. Thank you so much for that. That's a big help. So anybody, yeah, if you're trying to do a punt over midfield, the line of scrimmage plus the punt yardage, and then subtract that from 100. Yes, that is going to be so fast. That's a great idea. All right, so now the Steelers with the ball. We're going to try to run with them. So it's Bradshaw with it. We're going to read off the offensive chart. 20 is no penalties or fumbles. Bradshaw turns, hands it to Franco Harris, and Franco Harris with a 4. He gains 6 yards in the play. So from the 37, we go to the 43. So 1. There we go, 6 yards. So it is now 2nd and 4 for the Steelers after the 6-yard run by Harris, and they have the ball. So I'm trying to get this to go at a nice clip. I want to see if I could play a game. What I want to do is I want to play the catch. I'm going to pick up the season with the 49ers and the Cowboys with Dwight Clark and the catch. And so I want to play that game in its entirety, but I'm trying to get a flow in here so I can stream it and not have it be a 2-hour game, because I think I played a quarter last night, and it was 25 minutes. That's a long time to play a 15-minute quarter. But again, it is a play-by-play. And hey, Glenn's in the chat. Thanks for joining us here. I'm just testing out a new setup here. Hopefully, if I can get this looking good and get this down, then I will use this to play some actual games on here for a change. And I'm also kind of going over some of the different mods I've made in this game. I don't want to say mods, but just some of the different rule changes I've made for myself that will make it fun for me. Some people like to play exactly by the instructions. I like to tweak a little bit. All right, so 2nd down for the Steelers. Here we go. Sports Time Machine, I actually tried the running clock last night. As I put on a clock, I put some pictures up last night on Facebook, whereas I had an app in the corner that I was running from my phone to the computer. It was kind of like a Airstream or whatever it was. And I had the clock running, and I actually had the yardage and the distance, and it was pretty cool. And I could run the 15 minutes down, but it really made it difficult because I every time I would stop and try to figure something out, the clock was running. And then I figured out, too, that if I stopped it on incomplete passes and stopped it on penalties and stopped it on change of possessions, it would be the length of a real football game almost, because that's why I decided just to go with the plays, because I could fly through the plays, and the time's going to be about the same. But I did have a scoreboard, and I did have a clock counting down that I was going to use. And then I was like, that is just really going to make for a long game, because now I'm tied to that clock. And if I stop the clock on incompletes, passes, and change of possession, again, that 15 minutes turns into the 25 minutes, and I didn't want that. So if I just keep track of the plays, I'll just jot down the plays. I got a little scratch pad here. I can cross it out and get the 33 plays, and that's the end of the quarter. Timeouts, the play does, or you either get an extra play or you don't count the play according to the instructions. So I could do that too. So anyway, so second down now for the Steelers. Now I forgot what down it is. I was talking away over here, but I think it is second down. So we're going to play it as second down right now. So here we go. So we're going to read it from the momentum chart. So this star indicates Minnesota still has the momentum. So we're going to read it from the Minnesota card. It's going to be a handoff, a 22. There is no penalty or no fumble on the play. It's going to be a handoff, and Jack Delo playing. He's the guy that had the kickoff. I'm not familiar with him from the 76 Steelers, but he's going to take the ball, and a 7 off the Minnesota is 5 yards. Minnesota defense is not that good on the run, so Jack gets 5 yards on the play. So he goes from the 42 to the, I think that might have been here, actually, right? I was at the 40. I was at the 42. So if I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 47. So that would give me a first down. I forget what Harris ran. If Harris ran 5 yards. And like I said, when I start talking, I do forget. So I do apologize. So we're going to give him the first down. This is just a demonstration, by the way, anyway. This is 1976 Vikings and Steelers right now. So, I think Harris might have got, I don't know if he got 4 or 5 yards on it. All right, we're going to give him the first down. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to give him the first down, and he's going to bring it out to the 47-yard line. So I might have screwed up by a yard, but okay. What I do is when I screw up, I just say that's just a bad spot, okay? Or it's an official error, sorry. So I'm at the 47-yard line, first down for the Steelers. So let's try a pass this time. All right, so we're going to read from the offensive chart. There's no penalties. Bradshaw goes back to pass. He's going to try to find Frank Lewis, and the pass of 43 is complete. And Frank Lewis, a 5. That is a 19-yard gain by Frank Lewis. Nice. 19 yards. So if we're on the 47, so we go 5, 10, 15, 19 yards, right? So that would put us on the 34-yard line, right? So first down now for the Steelers on that long pass from Bradshaw to Lewis. So first down for the Steelers, and they're driving. So we're going to go, let's do another pass. That worked so well, we're going to fool them on first down with another pass. From the momentum, that's the Minnesota chart now. There is no flag or penalty or fumble. Bradshaw goes back to pass. He is looking for Blyer out of the backfield. And the pass attempt from now I got to look at the defensive chart, is 67, is intercepted. So this is my first interception. So now, on an interception, I believe we complete the play. Okay? I haven't had an interception. I believe we complete the play to see where the interception took place. Let me see here. I think that's how it goes. Okay. Again, if I'm wrong, I'll double check this. So this is just a test here today. So I need to complete the play. So the pass was thrown 6 yards down the field. No, wait a second. 1 catch 5. oh, sorry, 14 yards down the field. So the interception occurred 14 yards down the field. So here's 4, 5, 10. So I'm at the 20-yard line. That's when the interception takes place. So now let's see who picked it off. Okay. So there's my interception. So make sure I do that. So number 5 on the interception. So that was from Minnesota, Nate Wright. Nate Wright with the interception at the 20-yard line, and now we see how far he returns it. So the all returns on an interception is that's pretty good, 15 yards. So Nate Wright picks it off at the 20. He goes 5, 10, 15 yards, and now it's Minnesota ball after the turnover. If I did that all correctly, and Minnesota gets the ball back. So Bradshaw gets picked off after a nice pass. Now he gets intercepted, and Minnesota has the ball. So let me shuffle the cards here, as I like to do, and run a couple more plays, and then we'll sign off. And maybe I'll come back later on today, as long as I don't interfere with the World Series game by Mr. Juckett later on. And maybe I'll try to play some. Although I think this is going to be a long game. I think this is going to take me over an hour. So let me run a couple of plays here. All right, so we read from the... Oh, by the way, that is a momentum-changing play, by the way. Any turnover, I believe, is an interception or a fumble. Yep. So it wouldn't matter. We had the momentum anyway. Okay, so we're going to read off the Minnesota chart. We'll do a run. No fumbles or anything. 17, and that is Robert Miller, and he's going to run it for 1 yard. So Miller gets it to the 36, 2nd and 9. Another run off the Minnesota chart. No fumble. This time it's going to be Chuck Foreman. And 4 is 7 yards. So he got 1 yard. He got 7. So that should be 3rd and 2 right now. And we'll try one more run and get the first down off the defensive chart this time. We do have a penalty. It's a penalty on Minnesota. So there goes my flag. And it was Brent McClanahan, and he runs it off the defensive chart for 1 yard. So it's a potential 1 yard gain. So let me make my note here. So it's a 1 yard run on 3rd down. So let's check the flag. So now I go to the penalty chart, which is over here. And on a offensive run, it's 5 yards. And if I take a timeout, so that must have been some kind of a false start. If I take a timeout, I can nullify it, but I'm not going to use a timeout here. So I gain 1 yard. So Pittsburgh might say, you know something, I'm going to give you that yard because you're probably going to punt. So Pittsburgh declines it. It'll be 4th and 1, and then we have a punt from Minnesota. So put the flag back. So that's how I do some of the stuff here. And now on the punt, again, I have my home rules. I check for a fumble on the snap all the time. So we're going to draw. So, Now, that is in the Minnesota fumble range. But, again, I only, for snaps on special teams, it's got to be the 69, not the 68. So that would have been a fumble. But, again, my house rules on punts and field goals is it's got to be the last number, which is 69. So I'm going to ignore this here. So I'm not going to fumble the snap. The punt is a 7. So now I get to use the new punting formula from Sports Time Machine. Okay, so the punt is a 7. So Neil Clabo, he's going to punt it 37 yards. So I'm at the 44. So 44 and 37. I believe that's 81, right? So 44 and 37 is 81. And minus 100, that should put it at the 19. If my math is correct, right? Sports Time Machine, if you're still here, check my math. I'm at the 44. I kick it 37 yards, and that should put it at the 19. All right? So now I'm at the 19. I'm going to check for a fumble. Again, this is just my rules. I check for a fumble on the kick. It's got to be a 69. It is not. Actually, 67 is 69. So, no, that's fine. There's no penalties, no nothing on the return. And now it was picked up by Theo Bell. And Theo Bell on the punt gets 9 yards. So we go from the 19 to the 28. And there we are. So now Pittsburgh has it. 1st and 10 at the 28. They would get the ball. And I don't think that was a momentum killer at all. A penalty on 3rd down, preventing a 1st down. No, that didn't prevent a 1st down, so there's no momentum change on that. So anyway, so that's just a quick look at the setup I was using to play some fast action football, just to kind of get some graphics on the field so we could see where we are. We could see who had the ball, see who has the momentum. The time and the downs are the only thing I don't have on here. I actually had downs set up, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th down, and it was really cumbersome trying to get all that involved. So it's something that I'll just have to keep off to the side and use the audio for time and down, so give you an idea where we are in the 1st quarter. I did try the countdown clock. There was actually a pretty good app I saw that worked with a scoreboard, an actual scoreboard, and you use it on the iPad, and that kept track of everything. And what was kind of neat is you could actually drag the ball, and like I'm doing here, and everything would change. It would show you the 1st down. It would show you 1st and 10. If you dragged it 3 yards, it would show 2nd and 7. That was kind of neat. And you can hear my dog going nuts upstairs, so I got to go take him for a walk. But anyway, so that's the setup I was thinking about using for fast action football here. Having this fast action flipper, is called, in the Excel file. It's just so huge. I can just get everything here. I can just read off a chart, and I can go. And then having this kind of makeshift setup here, I get the field. At least you can see where the ball is in the 1st down. I don't know. I thought it might work. So let me know what you think as I stumble my way through this new game here. I am enjoying it a lot. This fast action football from Downey Games, and I'm hoping to get a full game in at some point here on the channel. But I need to streamline a little bit. I don't want it to take 2 hours for a game. So, but I would like to play. There's a couple of key games I do want to play. The catch being one of them, and I would love to play one of the games from '73 or earlier with the goalpost or right on the goal line. Because that would make interesting field goals, because you could really kick field goals from all over the place, even with these bad kickers. So anyway, I'm Dave. Let me know what you think of the setup, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.